This short video tutorial will show you how to take advantage of the digital multimeter features in Term-LAB. For simplicity, I will use the DIM abbreviation instead of digital multimeter in this training exercise. The Term-LAB DMMs are used to display user configurable information such as sound pressure level, frequency, voltage, current, and more. Currently, the Term-LAB software can display 105 different measurement calculations on the DIM display. The DIM displays are enabled by default on a new installation of the Term-LAB software. These displays, which appear as small digital readouts, are located to the immediate right of the primary SPL readout. The number of displays shown is dependent on the DIM configuration for the currently selected preset and available screen real estate. We'll talk more about DIM presets in a moment. At this point, you should see one or more DIM readouts on your screen. Please note the three preset buttons labeled 1, 2, and 3 that are located directly below these readouts. These buttons are called DIM presets, and they offer the user the convenience of quickly and easily switching between multiple DIM configurations. You may want to try clicking on the preset buttons at this time to see how they affect the DIM display configuration. Configuring the DIM readouts is a straightforward process, but to do this you must open the DIM configuration window first. There are two ways to do this. The first method is to use the Term-LAB pull-down menu. Simply select Tools, Display Options, and then click on the DIM tab. The second and fastest method to access the configuration window is to simply click on any of the DIM readouts. That's the technique we're going to use in this tutorial. Once you open the configuration window, you should see something that looks like this. Please note the 4 configuration sections that are used to group the DIM settings on this window. Those are Channel to Configure, Preset to Configure, DIM Available, and DIM Assigned. The buttons contained within the Channel to Configure frame select which Term-LAB channel you wish to configure. By default, the A button will be selected and the other buttons in this group will be disabled. That's because Term-LAB normally duplicates the settings for each channel in the system to those of Channel A. For the purpose of this tutorial, we will use this default configuration. Configuring each channel individually will be addressed in another video that covers advanced display configuration techniques. The second button group is called Preset to Configure. These buttons are used to select which of the 3 preset buttons you wish to configure. The DIM Available configuration section shows a listing of the available Term-LAB measurements or calculations that are available for use with the DIM displays. As mentioned previously, there are currently 105 different selections available. For a complete listing of the current measurements and a description of each, please visit the Term-LAB support section of our website and read the article entitled Term-LAB DIM Measurement Options. The DIM Assigned configuration list shows the measurements or calculations that are currently assigned to the selected preset. Please note that a maximum of 5 displays can be active for each preset at a given time. Also, please note that not all displays will be visible if there's not enough vertical screen real estate available. In addition to the configuration sections just discussed, there are 3 arrow buttons and 2 buttons labeled up and down. The arrow buttons are used to add or remove measurements or calculations to the assigned list. Let's give it a try. In this example, let's remove the TL Samples assignment. Simply click on TL Samples in the assigned list and then click on the left arrow. Note how TL Samples disappears from the assigned list and now appears in the available list. You may need to scroll down to see it. Now, let's put it back. Click on TL Samples in the available list and then click on the right arrow. TL Samples should now be displayed at the bottom of the assigned list, and your DIM displays on the primary Term-LAB program should show this change. It's also easy to rearrange the appearance of the DIM readouts on the screen. For example, if you want to make TL Samples the second display on the screen, you would click on TL Samples in the assigned list and then click the up button until the readout is in the desired position. The down button will move the selection in the opposite direction. If you want to remove all assigned measurements from the currently selected preset, click on the double arrow button. All assigned measurements or calculations will be moved from the assigned list to the available list. DIM presets 2 and 3 can be configured in a similar fashion. When you're finished making changes, close the configuration window. Term-LAB will ask you if you want to save your changes. Click Yes to save the settings, or No to use the current settings until you close the program. In this training video, we learned about the powerful and flexible Term-LAB digital multimeter feature. We also learned how to personalize the configuration of this feature by using the DIMM configuration panel. Thanks for watching.